Hi everybody, it's Cherie Mcrae. I know it's been a minute since I've made videos and I don't have a lot of time sometimes to sit around and talk about some really horrible things, but today I was watching this show, which I can't watch it all the time because it's really hard to watch, but it's called The Handmaid's Tale, I think is what it's called. It's on Hulu. And I have a hard time watching it because a lot of it is a lot like the things I grew up. Some of the torture and horrible things that happen on that show, I get upset and think that they've literally copied my story. So with that being said, I'm going to make another video, and I want this video to go to the Attorney General Josh Shapiro, and I have my reasons for that. So I wanted to talk about another incident, which I'm sure some of y'all probably have heard some of these stories, but it's hard not to continue on with your life and not talk about the things that happen, especially when you have nobody to talk to about it, because most people don't either know about it or like in my personal private life, or I just don't try to talk about it because it's really like not your something, Saturday or Friday afternoon, tea and coffee conversation. So here's to Josh Shapiro. So I wanted to let you know of a day in my life again. So when you make decisions about my case, I wanted to remind you in hopes that unfortunately every time you're out in life and you see these, Mr. Shapiro, these are zip ties. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them there. But me growing up, I was unfortunately very familiar with zip ties. And because this lady right here in the picture, I want to try to cover up this person. See this lady right here? This is my mother, Cheryl Mcrae. So I just wanted you to get a good look at her. So one time my brothers were trying to help me escape from all the torture that they were doing to me there. And my mother told my brother, Ronnie Jr., to shoot me. And I was really basically running for my life. I had run out the front of the house and ran towards this field that was out in front of the house. That's the log cabin I have on my social media, those pictures. And I was already starved so bad. It was terrible. My health was so severely incompetent, and due to the starvation. So me running versus a normal person running that was being fed was way different. And I didn't really think that or know that ahead of time. So when I took off, my brother Steven and Ronnie were helping me remove, they had this like all this sheetrock up against the door to keep me in. It was like, huge pieces of sheetrock, like layers of them up against the door, kind of like a door right behind me. And so they moved the sheetrock back, like helped pull it over so I could get out. So I took off running, and I ran, and it's a long ways to run. So when I get to the tree line, I'm going into actually the next property that they didn't own at 174 Gilbert Hollow. I had skipped over the wood line because we had made the deal was if I get to the wood line, then they would sound the alarm. So Ronnie and Steven would let my mother know, this lady here, let her know right here that I had taken off so they wouldn't get in trouble. So Cheryl's out there running and they're catching up to me. Steven and Ronnie are having like fake chase me, and I couldn't make it halfway up. There's a line in front of the house, and when you go through that field, there's a line where there's woods, and you got to go through that field. And I was running for my life, literally. And I remember Cheryl was at the wood line, and she was screaming to Ronnie to shoot me, Ronnie Jr. And so he fired a bullet off. But I don't really know where the bullet went. I don't know if he fired it at me because I was running. At that time, he tackles me, and Cheryl demands that he drags me back to the house, and they take these zip ties right here, and they tie me up like around my wrist here, and they tie me to a metal bed, and the metal bed's like this. I could draw a picture, but it goes like this and has these metal lines in it. metal rods. And so they took these things and they tied me to it. And I hung there for hours until Ron Mcrae, my father, came home. And when he came home, you know, if you have a good parent and you have a bad parent, usually you would think a good parent would just like freak out or come up there and cut me loose, but they didn't. They left me hanging there till the wee hours of the night when they went to bed. And that's when they decided to board up the door completely. And when they came up there to cut these things off of my wrist, I mean, they were like cut smooth into me, like my circulation. It was just, I was bleeding. It was a really severe incident. The reason I bring that up is because so many times when I see these things, I remember what they did to me on that mountain. It's hard to ever forget that so many people in Somerset and Johnstown, Pennsylvania, there know about what happened to me. And the Attorney General is Josh Shapiro there. And he is, I'm speaking to him actually personally right now. I know your record shows that you were really tough on child abusers, sex trafficking, terrorism, just overall low-life humans and what they've done to children. And I'm asking you to make your record, as far as I'm concerned, worthy by prosecuting these people. Cheryl McRae, Ronnie McCrae, Daniel Gowan, Charles Wright. There's like so many people there in that town that knew what happened to me. So Mr. Shapiro, I know that you're very familiar with me now, and I'm asking you to take the necessary steps to prove these things that happen. The evidence is so profound that has not even been resourced to my knowledge yet. Especially the evidence I have. When you have letters written by your own siblings about what they did to you there, it's to me unimaginable that I haven't been able to face those people that did things like this to me. I don't know if anybody knows what it's be, you know, a 10-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl that doesn't even have the brain of a 3-year-old to be strung up by her arms to a bedpost and be held there for hours and hours and hours. There's nobody that's going to come help you. There's nobody that's going to save you. And then after you finally get away from it all, you spend the next 25 years begging for justice. Mr. Shapiro, I'm knocking on your door. I'm sure you know that already. I will continue to, and I will not stop. I think that the state of Pennsylvania needs to make drastic redemption for what they allowed to happen to me. And not only allowed, y'all not only knew, police officers knew, Jeff Kaiser knew, Daniel Gowan helped participate in this. There's so much vileness that happened to one little girl on a mountain, and I will not go down without a fight. I will stay in this till the day I die, and it will stay on the internet, and it will continue to stay on there after I'm dead. I even made a letter. If I ever die, here's a letter to the FBI. It names anybody and everybody that could have killed me over this situation with this case, because I've had numerous death threats over this. But on top of that, I guess I'm laying it at Mr. Shapiro's door and the district attorney there that I will not cease until I get justice. There's no right or wrong to what happened besides it slapped evil. And when you're a citizen and you live in the state of Pennsylvania, you should get justice for the crimes that occurred to me. So, Mr. Shapiro, I'm asking you kindly to do this before the rest of the world finds out more. And they find out that even though the FBI, the ATF, the OTG, the district attorney, the state police, all these counties, including Virginia Beach, Virginia, knew what happened to me. Before all that even goes more public than it already is, I'm asking you to do the right thing. And after the letter I received this week, I'm sure that some people are feeling quite disgusted that something hasn't been done. But the truth always comes out. And it's raining right now. So I'm asking you to please step up and indict and try these people. Bishop Ronnie Mcrae, Cheryl McRae, Daniel Gowan, Charles Wright. Those are my top abusers that really did everything they could to violate me, abuse me, sell me. It's so profound that those people are walking free today. Please do me justice and give me justice. Thank you. And remember, every time you see these zip ties, I want you to remember about the little girl that was strung up at 174 Gilbert Hollow Road to a metal bed and lived in that closet for years because nobody gave a damn. Now that you know, what will you do? You know where I'm at. You know how to contact me. Thank you. And I hope you move at a fast speed and do what's right, because the truth is always coming out. Thank you.